Welcome to your weekly airplane news update. This is the week of July 4th, 2022. And this week we've got 4 stories for you. The first one is kind of a bizarre one. ICAO tells Russia that they need to stop registering foreign-owned airliners, and we'll talk about this whole mess. We'll talk about Emirates that has had an issue with an A380 completing a flight with a hole inside of the wing root fairing. We'll talk about a jet truck that exploded, unfortunately, at an air show. This was a pretty sad story. And then lastly, we'll talk about Biden nominating Phillip Washington as the new FAA administrator. So let's get to it. This first story is a little bit bizarre, and I had to kind of read the article twice to really understand what was going on. But in order to combat sanctions, Russia has been trying to register foreign-owned aircraft in Russia. These aircraft, most of them, there was actually 450 of them that are owned by foreign operators. Most of them registered in Bermuda, and what happens is that Russia is taking these aircraft and re-registering them in Russia, even though they're already registered in a different country. Now, some countries like China, for example, do not allow aircraft to be flown in their country when they are double registered. So that's causing issues for Russia, in addition to all the sanctions on top of everything. So what's happened is that they're asking Bermuda, Russia that is asking Bermuda to deregister these aircraft and say, hey, don't worry about it, we'll take care of everything and we'll have them registered in only one location. Bermuda is saying, ain't going to happen because that's not really how we do things, and we're only going to deregister an aircraft if it really needs to. So just a long list of things Russia's trying to do to get around some of the restrictions that have been imposed on them. Next story this week is an Emirates A380 aircraft that landed in Australia after a 13-hour flight from Dubai, and it happened that it had a hole inside of the wing root fairing. We're still unsure as to what caused the actual hole. A passenger heard during the flight a loud bang, and then inside of the sensors, the crew was told, there's a bunch of sensors on that aircraft, the crew was told that they were going to be landing with a blown tire. It turns out it was a bit more damage than that as they landed and inspected the aircraft. So yeah, these things happen. And the next story this week is kind of a sad one. This is at an air show called the Field of Flight Air Show. And there was this jet truck, which it's not your traditional jet truck that goes and refuels the participants. This is a show jet truck, and it's equipped with 3 Pratt & Whitney jet engine. And it's actually capable of producing 21,000 pounds of thrust and going 350 miles an hour. Now, unfortunately, during the show, around 300 miles an hour during the performance, as it was done at the end of the runway, something happened, and the jet truck kind of exploded and disintegrated at the end of the runway. Now, this is there's a video. We'll put the link in the description. I have to give you a fair warning. Obviously, this person died during the accident, and you can see the truck just going into pieces at the end of the runway. The air show was suspended at the end of it, and our thoughts are with the family of the victim. The last story this week is Biden is nominating Phillip Washington as the new FAA administrator. This was kind of an expected thing. Some of the critiques have been saying that his only job really has been the CEO of Denver International Airport for a year. This person is not a pilot, does not seem to have a lot of background in aviation, and it looks like they might be the new FAA administrator. So the CEO of the Airport Council International said this week that that Washington is a real innovator and a problem solver, and that his knowledge and experience are exactly what is needed for an FAA administrator. So time will tell. The FAA administrator is kind of this revolving door position right now at the FAA, and if you look at the last pretty much 20 years, we've really haven't had a consistent FAA administrator taking this administration in a single direction, I'm going to say. So we wish him good luck and hope that he does good things. All right, and that's all we have for you this week. As always, like, subscribe, leave your comments, and we'll see you guys next week.